I think the best part about this movie is the character they call Triple A, because he is essentially this character from the Mummy franchise who is played by Oded Fair, who voices Triple A. He is playing the exact character in cartoon form. I love that. They knew what they were doing. Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of Scooby-Doo in Where's My Mummy? I like Egyptian mythology, so I'm always down for that kind of story. I mostly did enjoy this movie. There's no egregious CGI, the voice acting is fine with a pretty stacked cast. I already mentioned Oded Fair, sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong. There's also Christina Bowinsky, Virginia Madsen, and Juan Perlman. Quite a few well-known actors. This is also the last movie to be on VHS, a sad day for 90s kids like me. I quite liked a good chunk of this movie, and there's a pretty huge twist in this movie that is really fun, but also made me go, huh? But I did enjoy this movie more than the last movie, Aloha Scooby-Doo, of which you should go watch that review, and while at it, maybe go check out my full playlist and watch all my other Scooby-Doo reviews. Also, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you. But now let's talk about the movie and see how much I liked it, because it may not be that much more. This movie opens in ancient times of Cleopatra going back home to Egypt to hide her treasure with 100 mummified warriors guarding her treasure. Yes, very much like the Terracotta Army, and then curses those who dare enter. You know, that kind of Egyptian stuff. Back to modern day where Velma discovers an Ugg necklace just randomly in the Sphinx's face as she, along with Prince Omar, who, like, is he a prince? He doesn't act like it. Either way, they are restoring the Sphinx's face, but then the Ugg opens up a secret passageway leading to Cleopatra's tomb. The gang are heading to where Velma is, but they didn't tell her. Basically, Scooby missed her, which is really sad. It's really adorable. But the radiator breaks, so Scooby and Shaggy go off to find water. But it doesn't take long until they're struggling.
We're doomed, Scoob! We're doomed! Doomed!
I knew the joke was coming, but it still made me laugh. They see an oasis and we get very classical music as they swim around, and even at one point Shaggy is just a mermaid. This scene also made me laugh, so already this is really good. They are then saved by a dude with a hawk and camels. He has a complicated name, so they just call him Triple A, and he helps them to find water at the Nile, but the Nile is all dried up. He leaves and I meet Rock Withers, who's making a TV show about the supernatural, and he is like your eccentric Bear Grylls kind of type character. But the show he's making was cancelled, basically making him a suspect as to why he's still trying to get it going. Scooby suddenly sniffs something out and goes running, and it's Velma.
What are you doing here?
Well, you know, Scooby. He wouldn't stop howling until we agreed to come and visit you.
I do feel like since she always has the Scooby snacks, Velma might just be his favourite. I mean, even though she's in Egypt and the gang wasn't, she just so happens to have Scooby snacks on her. The amount of money she must go for on dog biscuits, because keep in mind, it's not just Scooby eating them. Velma is casually wearing the Ugg necklace as they meet Prince Omar, who shows them around. This one moment with Fred made me chuckle.
Hey, Daff, get a shot of this.
Freddy.
And then Fred asks, what's that sound? A frickin' groan tube, apparently. Why does it sound like that? So treasure hunters show up, one of them looking like Lady Demetresque.
Nice kitty. Her for mama.
Her name is Dr. Emily Von Butch. I don't even know if I could say that word here, but that is hilarious. That is a great name. Though the way she treats the prince of the movie really made me question if he is a prince.
This is Prince Omar. I must speak with my uncle. Hey!
I'm sorry, but your call has been disconnected.
She just kind of casually makes her way down into the Sphinx wanting to find the crown of Cleopatra, and so blows up a wall and spirits come flying out, and then there's a sandstorm that happens. Do they explain the spirits and the storm? Nope, not at all. All just very convenient timing. I was generally like, oh, they're actually doing supernatural stuff? Because how do you explain that? Again, it's not. During the sandstorm, Omar disappears but is then found turned to stone. Haven't we seen this before? Mummies, people turning into stone? Oh yes, it's Scooby-Doo and a Mummy 2 from Season 1, Episode 12. There's a mummy that turns you to stone. They're running out of ideas and they're stealing ideas from their own cartoon now. Ron, Butch and crew go down the hole without caring about the curse. Velma weirdly doesn't want to solve the mystery. She is scared. Odd. But they also go into the hole, go into a really large complex of different routes and pathways. Like, how huge is this place? Scooby and Shaggy set off a trap which makes the floor crack open, forcing them to split up. This part did make me chuckle.
Guys, are you okay?
I think so, but we'd be better if we had more sandwiches.
They're okay.
Again, it's getting a lot of laughs out of me. Shaggy and Scooby then get attacked by some mummy zombie things. What is mummy if not zombie? But so do the rest of the gang, so there are a lot of these mummies. That's going to be hard to explain, I think. We have Fred being a whore.
Wow, she's good.
Freddy, look out!
I feel sorry for Daphne sometimes. There's a musical segment that's all chased around.
These rags and riches, hieroglyphics off the wall. There's no strife in the afterlife, unwind and have a ball.
I think it would have been a good opening song, because I don't mind it, I just don't think it really fits here in a chase segment. I do like the colourful mummy designs as well. At one point, Scooby and Shaggy dress up as female mummies, making the mummies ogle them. So, I know Scooby has a big chest with his design, but the way he looks in the costume makes it look like he has the biggest bazongas. Nice. It ends with Shaggy and Scooby in quicksand. The mummies show up, which one of them whips off Scooby's collar, making him naked. Oh my. And it later falls on his nose, and I don't know why. It just reminds me of like scenes of like a pair of panties falling on someone's face or something. I don't know. I know I'm weird. Either way, they then end up in a chest sarcophagus thing and go sliding with Scooby having his collar back on. Meanwhile, Velma loses her glasses and a mummy picks them up and Velma gets turned to stone. So now for Fred, it's personal.
Okay, that's it. This curse is going down. This time it's personal.
I don't really feel the anger there, buddy. Good try. Scooby and Shaggy are suddenly in a hidden city with Egyptians pointing spears at them. Scooby pokes his head up and is missing his collar, so he's still naked, even though he did have it on for that one scene before. So continuity error there, artist. How dare you do that? So he's still very naked now as the Egyptians get on their knees worshipping him. What? Do you expect me to say something naughty here? I mean, sounds like fun artwork. So there's a prophecy that the great Ascubus would return, and Scooby is the pharaoh Ascubus.
The pharaoh Scubus has returned.
Yeah.
Smooth, Anubis, Ascubus, sure. And Shaggy is his manservant, Shaggy Carmen. Sure. The priest is Hotep, voiced by Juan Perlman, who announces a great banquet, so that makes the two very happy to go along with everything, but Scooby's collar does get left behind. Fred and Daphne wanted to walk with us, who shows them all the dead mummy soldiers, but oddly, they look, well, dead, not like the ones chasing them around. He also found an old scroll that Fred tries to translate.
Help. The heavy tourist is pinching my kitten.
How about the necklace is the key to the curse?
Ooh, even better.
They have really turned Fred into a himbo, didn't they? He's pretty, but dumb. Then suddenly Cleopatra's ghost shows up, telling her to leave, and also releases a plague of locusts, which eat walk withers, I guess? They randomly make it out of the Sphinx and ride off. Back with Scooby and Shaggy, it's more like a weird Amish cult where they know of technology but prefer to live like ancient Egyptians. I also like how Scooby looks in the Egyptian garb and the black eyeliner. Very nice. But Hotep wanders off and mentions if only they knew the rest of the prophecy, and then we see some three-eyed creature thing? I'm intrigued. Fred then does his best Shaggy and Scooby impression. It's fun seeing him act like a dog. I'm sure a few people appreciated the himbo doing that. They end up in the city but get attacked and later woken up by Triple A, just casually being on top of a Great Pyramid for some reason, besides I guess just being cool. Then his bird Horace finds Scooby's collar, and so that will help them track them down. Scooby and Shaggy get taken to a arena, and they think it's like a baseball game, but they're sacrifices for a giant scorpion thing. This thing is mostly CGI, but at the same time, not all the time. And it also does not feel very egregious. But once again, the music just isn't really good. It doesn't... I don't know what it is, just the music just isn't vibing the same way. In the end, the Scorpion was a robot. I need to remember, this is a world where these large remote-controlled robots can just exist. Because turns out, as the others show up, he's not Hotep, he is in fact a civil engineer who has dammed up the Nile River so it flows into the city. That's it, he just wanted river for the city, but like, huh? How did he made a giant scorpion and like this whole other like a Scubus and manservant thing and just, huh? Like that's the end of this story that has no real relevance to the Cleopatra story besides explaining the Nile. What a freaking coincidence! Because, like, how long have people lived here for? Again, what's up with the Scubus thing? It makes no real sense. I feel like they just wanted to throw this line into the movie.
He must have stolen the water from the Nile to bring it into the city.
And I would have gotten away with it, too, if it weren't for you meddling, phony pharaohs.
But alright, time for the sad moment of telling Scooby what happened to Velma, and him howling, being all sad, was actually so upsetting to me. It made me sad at him crying when he gets his collar put back on. It hit me in the feels.
Recognize this?
Oh, Scooby-Doo.
Then they see Rock Withers is now, cough, Rock, and the mummies captured Von Butch. Shaggy and Scooby sneak in as mummies, but Scooby's tail becomes unwrapped. But dude was looking at his butt. I know a weirdo when I see one, because I am one. They manage to one-off, but they find bags of cement and big things with like human shapes. Oh, it's literally the same thing as the cartoon. I'm pretty sure they also just use quick dry cement and such.
Hey, like what's this? Quick drying mold cement. And spray molds. Is that how the creep made stone statues of everyone?
Von Butcher's crew gets turned into stone really quickly. Like, that is some fast-drying cement. Like, okay, it's not really them, and they're not actually being turned to stone by the cement and such, but like, how did you make cement statues of them? How did you do that? Makes no sense. Cleopatra then reveals her real self under the mask, and, you know, it's this creepy little zombie thing. And then, like, Shaggy and Scooby hit, like, a big don with her bodies. Like, was that part of the plan? Apparently so, as Fred then commands an Egyptian boat with, like, the hidden city people now just randomly helping them to make Daphne look like Cleopatra. They then all just start fighting with swords and the like, all probably willing to die. Like, someone definitely got seriously hurt, maybe even died by, you know, swords and such. Let's be real here for a second. There's also a flying carpet, which is never explained. It's basically a bunch of comedic moments, like them applying makeup to Cleopatra, all leading to Von Butch finding Cleopatra's treasure, specifically the crown. The ghost tries to stop them, but she takes the crown, making the entire place shake, and water come crashing down. Water explodes out of the side of the mountain and flows back through the Nile, along with all the treasure, making a lot of people rich. None of that is getting returned, let's be real here. They're not returning it. Von Butch is captured though, but so is Cleopatra. So who is she? Well, Trist.
Velma?
We did it, Velma, we did it!
It's Velma and Omar. He knew treasure hunters would come for the treasure, so they, along with the workers dressing up as mummies, wanted to scare them away with the curse. They caused so much destruction, all that treasure is now leaking out into the Nile. All because they couldn't be bothered to just hire security. It's so many people involved with all the mummies, and not once did Velma, like, think to tell the gang what was going on. At least Fred and Daphne. I understand Shaggy and Scooby gotta keep it, like, real and make them more scared, hoping everyone else gets scared. But you could have at least told Fred and Daphne, because they thought you were dead. They thought you were dead. That's kind of a shitty thing to do. Yeah. Also, if you were in on it, what was that whole bit of you losing your glasses and, like, gasping as you see your mummy? Like, was that needed? Nope, it was for us. It was for the audience. They do explain the locusts that Velma raised them and then turning themselves into stone, but they don't explain the other guys who they turned into stone, who we never actually see again after they allegedly are turned to stone. Because, yeah, if they all set this up, they had time to make all the stone, like, statues and all that, but they would not have had time to make stone statues and likeness of these two characters. It wouldn't, And again, we don't see them again, so I'm assuming, yeah, they're just dead. they literally turned them into stone. They used a quick dry cement, poured it over them, and killed them. That's what I think. Also, how did they set this up when they needed to explode a wall to even get into these areas? Because they never do show there's, like, another way in or, like, another pathway or something. They don't show that. So how? All of this to also help restore the Sphinx's head, of which Shaggy then blows up the Sphinx's nose, and they all just laugh it off. Haha, millions of dollars destroyed. Haha, what was the point? But I very much did enjoy a lot of this movie, and again, I really do love that twist ending. It just could have been better. So much of it needed to make sense. That's the movie ending with the final gag. I may have seemed angry, but I very much enjoyed a lot of this movie. And again, I really loved that twist ending. The idea of making one of the Scooby gang one of the monsters, it's such a good idea. That is so fun. That twist I did not see coming. It's just that now, as I said, the exploding wall that they needed to go through, there's things that just don't make sense. There's things that really just don't make sense. Also, just the idea that, you know, Velma's smart and everything, and it's like, you're just going to do whatever all these other bad guys have done, and you know yourself, it never works. How many mysteries have you solved? Why would you think that pretending to be a monster would work? You know it doesn't. You've solved hundreds and thousands of cases. It doesn't work. So when you think about it, it's just like, Velma, you're stupid. Hire security. He's a prince. He has money. I am exploding that microphone, I bet. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. I just think the twist ending could have been a bit better, and so much of it needed to make more sense. But honestly, the comedy was pretty decent in this movie, and that's what I enjoyed most about it. It made me laugh more than the last few movies. And I enjoyed the designs well enough. I'm also fine with the idea that they were just trying to protect the treasure. It's just, again, there's better and less confusing ways to do it. And this movie isn't also full of CGI crap. So I will give Scooby-Doo in Where's My Mummy a score of 6 out of 10 foxes. It generally does come down for the comedy for me, and I really enjoyed it. But it still comes across as your average Scooby-Doo movie. But it does try something different by making Velma one of the monsters. It's just not scored higher because there are a lot of faults in its story and its plot and all that. That's why, like, there's, like, that whole side story with a giant scorpion and all that. It's just a side thing that just so happens to, like, match up with where's the Wither? Oh, it's this dude who's not part of this whole Cleopatra thing. Like, it's so silly. It's so that's why it's not a 7 at least, because there are just these weird little plot points that just don't match up. They don't mean anything, or they just don't make sense, and so on and so forth. But again, I find with the twist, but at the same time, I also forgot my own logic. When someone gets kidnapped, or in this case turned to stone, they are always involved. Up next is Scooby-Doo Pirates Ahoy! Hope you enjoyed the review. Please do give this video a like. I have a Blue Sky, all linked down below, PayPal and all that if you wish to donate to help me out. I really appreciate it. Please do give this video a like and subscribe to our channel because I love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and this fox says, be who you want to be. Alright guys, bye for now.